Welcome, guys, to my topic of don't forget when you're rearranging your place or moving into a new place or whatever, when it comes to your room, always leave room for twirling. So what brought this about too was this dress that I got that I can twirl in, okay? So, guys, here it is. There's a reason for this, okay? And it has to do with enjoyment, energy, and flow. Enjoyment, energy, and flow. So, you don't want a rectangled object on a wall and then a square table next to it. That's big and bulky. It doesn't flow right, okay? So you want to look at your placements, your sizes of your furniture, okay? Sometimes a round table is better. Think of that also when it comes to your flows and your movements, guys. Because you want to be able to go from, say, your coffee table over to the chair. That's, on the other side of the room. You want to be able to spin around without bumping into anything. So you want to be able to give yourself that twirl without bumping into nothing. And when you have that flow and you're able to do that, that also lets you know there's enough flow for two people to walk by each other. So that right there gives people personal space. You don't get some people who might get claustrophobic, okay, or whatever, feel that boxed in, squared in feeling, or where am I going to shove this, or where am I going to shove that? So less in a lot of ways is actually good for the home. You want clearer floors. So again, you have that room, you don't have to worry about tripping or falling, or no one does. Everyone's flowing right. Because you don't want bumping into each other and everyone on top of each other, right? Now, it doesn't work. So when it comes to your nervous system, part of it starts in your home. Okay? Also with your clothes. What are you wearing? What makes you feel you? Have you tried on something that makes you feel younger? And just fits perfect and makes your hair just goes with the cut? Have you? When's the last time you've allowed yourself to find and you find the exact thing you're looking for in your creative mind? When's the last time you've explored and let the creativity flow in your mind? Think about that. So think about those flows when you're looking at a room. And of course, I always say, remember your breathing. And, and I say, I tell people, I say, hold in for like 4, let out for 6. You can start that way, but work on your own rhythm. What works for you? Because there's breathing faster techniques, breathing, slowing it down after you've done the faster breath works. So there's different ways to also regulate our nervous systems, guys. But really it is important to remember, allow yourself the room to twirl. You don't want to have too much in spaces that ain't gonna flow. Water and the sound of it is also good if you can have it towards a doorway without having friction of things in a doorway also. Also, you don't want things right at your doorway. You want enough room in your doorway, so you don't want to have a door and have things behind it of your entryway to bring more positive energy into your home. So if you get a chance and you're designing a home, a functional way would be to have to the side of the door between the door and the garage. And this should be a standard in every home, okay? To have a flow this way. You have your garage over here, okay? You have your front door here. In between, there's space to put a long wall, okay? That would go the width of the garage, extending the entryway, making it L in shape. This is the reason why. Because when you walk into the door can actually get as close to the wall as possible, of course having its stopper, which allows easier flow to step in when you're carrying stuff. Allows you room to put your bags down if you got them. Okay? See where I'm going with this? Now, two people right now are coming in. Someone's coming in before you and they've got, say, a backpack. We're dealing with a kid. In their coat. And the boots need, whatever, they need to take it off, right? Hang it up. Well, it allows them to go into the door, and instead of closing the door on you to hang their stuff up or stand in the doorway, getting in your way to take their shoes off to put on a rack, they get to go around the corner straight to their cubby, their spot to put their belongings. It allows enough space if you want to add a couple empty in case you have a guest company over. You know what I'm saying? So a design like that, I don't understand why it's not a concept. You guys with me on that? I know my drafting teacher in 7th grade at Abbott Middle School, he begged me to take drafting meant for 8th grade. He loved my work, that I would draw layouts for houses and stuff. And this is just a layout that is close to my heart. So if you're a designer and you're one who builds homes or gets a chance to, think of that layout. And you can have your lighting done the way you want it. Recessed lighting, I recommend, okay? I don't recommend these newer bulbs. Go with the older styles, okay? Test different bulbs out if you don't believe me, guys, too. Take different bulbs. Do a little test. Deal with the bulbs for a little bit, okay? See what happens. So take one style of bulb for, if you want to do it for a 3-day test, okay? Because there's so many different bulbs out there, you could do it that way, or you could do a whole week test per bulb. But have every bulb the same type. Write down the effects you're having with it, that you've noticed with your body, your head, your mood, your fogginess, things like that, okay? Can't sleep, can sleep, whatever's, okay? Anyway, just journal it down. Then swipe out all the bulbs for another one that's the same style. It could maybe be that one's just a little bit more of a wattage because you need a little bit more in the kitchen or whatnot. Then, as long as it's that same style. Okay? Write down the effects. I'd really love to know what you guys feel. I'd love to see you guys creating your videos and sharing with others what you've noticed with the different light bulbs and how it actually portrayed your moods. It's a pretty neat concept, guys. I don't want to go overboard on this. I'm about 10 minutes in. So yes, don't forget to leave space to twirl in your rooms if you can. Keep your creativity. Peace, love, and don't forget to do that light bulb test, okay? Adios. Oh, and if you have an e-bike and things like that, make sure you're unplugging them, guys, because a house fire just recently started and 2 homes were lost permanently, okay? Because of someone wanted to note that in. A dear friend of mine lost everything. Her neighbors lost everything, okay? Her son, her husband, and the neighbors. I don't know how many people were there, but they lost it, okay? Anyhow, they were charging an e-bike. It was an accident. The e-bike overheated, and I know that was happening before with the hoverboards and stuff in the past. So always remember, if you're done charging your cell phone or anything like that, unplug it. Same thing with your microwave. If you can unplug that microwave or whatever, you're not using it, unplug it. You don't need the time on the microwave anyway, because you got it on your phone, right? Or old-fashioned, you could have it on the wrist. So there's my safety tip I wanted to add in there as well. Of course, the whole video is a little safety tip for you, because I want everybody to be clear-minded and thinking for themselves without distractions. This is Twirl.